I always want to run it in the old Roman. Roman name. C-A-E-S-A-R. Anybody ever watch a video of Caesar in that whole realm? Oh, it's so interesting.
All right, guys. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. Wonderful.
Nice. I'm doing wonderful too.
Awesome.
Being here,
Are you being video?
sharing with you guys. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So as you guys can read, my presentation is barriers to effective communication. So Tyler,
Yes,
how you doing?
wonderful.
I thought about your idea of taking a shot before coming to class, bringing a tequila bottle and taking a shot just to loosen up and the nerves. But then I thought I'd take 2 or 3 shots and we have a barrier to effective communication, so I didn't go with that. So let's define what communication is so we can define barriers. So we look under our dictionary. I have it marked off here. C for communication and Caesar. Here, communication. Communication, the ability. Oh, the dictionary. Sorry. Communication. What is communication? Give it a shot, Mr. Fogarty.
You know what I was saying? The exchange of ideas from person to person.
Excellent. So to give out our ideas, to communicate an idea to the young man in the back who's writing down good things about me, and then giving that, understanding these ideas, and you guys tell the presenter, hey, I understand. You know, sending out information, you guys understanding, and letting me know. That's communicating. That's communication in the simplest form. That's so easy. How do we even screw that up? How can there even be barriers to communication? You know, there's different forms of communicating. You can write, you can text, you can use your phone. There's many, many, many things to communicating. But there is these barriers. I want to talk about these barriers. All right, next slide, please. Thank you, thank you. Culture. How can culture be a barrier? Do you know that in Japan, if someone gives you a business card, they hand you a business card, you take the business card and you acknowledge the other person by bowing down? It's a sign of respect. In America, sales pitch, hey man, I'm gonna give you a bid on this job. It's gonna take so much money. Here's my business card. There you go. And I'll call me back. Exactly, America. Take the business card and they toss it, or they rip it up, whatever, right? In India, you know what they do in India? Government officials, when they get up early in the morning, they pick up their keys, their phone, their briefcase, their clothes, they get all dressed up, and they walk out with a stack of business cards like this. What the hell are they walking out with a stack of business cards? Business cards to them has special power. What? A business card? So if an official, a government official goes into an office, an official office, and goes in and goes, I need that report, that XYZ report. And the other guy behind the desk is gonna go, yeah, 6 to 8 weeks, come back later. Whoa, 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 hold on. Take the business card, gives him the business card. The guy takes the business card, reads it. Oh, crap. Sir, you'll have it in about 3 hours. We'll send it to your office. That's how you get it done. What does that mean? Whoever gave that person that business card made him a favor. Says, I know that person. I can reach out to this person. They're only a phone call away. Since I know this person, they're going to take care of whatever I need. So he understands. That's the way you do business in India or in a different country. If you lose your passport and you go and then you go into an embassy, hey, I forgot I lost my passport. I just want to, I need to apply for another one. Good luck. You're going to be there for a while. You're not going to go anywhere. So the communication and culture, beliefs. Now just for kicks, pretend I'm an insurance agent and I'm trying to sign you up with all this Obamacare stuff going on right now, and I need you to sign up to get this stuff going. And one of the things that I needed, you guys accept that, because I'm trying to push birth control. And this group is all pro-life. How is that going to work? Can there be a barrier in communication there? If I'm trying to push, you guys sign you up, and you guys are all pro-life, and I'm pushing birth control? Yeah, there's a barrier there. What about gender? The sexes, remember that cool presentation, men versus women? That was a good one. That was a good presentation. How can we screw that up? There can't be any screwing up between men and female communicating. Are you serious? This is 2014. We've been communicating since the beginning of dawn, since we were walking on there. How can we screw that up? It can't happen, right? Men and women communicate all the time. They don't. There's no misunderstanding, right? All the time. All the time. An example of that. Dr. Oz gives out an assignment. Hey, man, I gave you an assignment to do an evaluation on some report or one of your presentations. She read it. I don't like this presentation. I don't like this evaluation. I want you to do it over again. And you say, okay. Females like to attach feelings to communication. Oh my God, how did Cody feel? Was he embarrassed when Dr. Oz called him out and told him that he had to do that presentation again? Is he okay? Maybe he didn't understand. Maybe he just answered okay because he was embarrassed and he was trying to get out of the situation because it was bad for him. Attaching feelings. On the other side, the guys, now of course these are generalizations, they look at facts and information. She said, do the assignment again. He said, okay. What's the freaking problem? So gender, barrier in communication. Somehow there could be a problem communicating. Then of course we go into the workplace, professional, educational level. We're production guys. We're building X, Y, and Z products. X, Y, and Z products. The accountant's over here. Oh my God. We're not making enough money. Jesus, X and Y, X product is not making enough. We gotta stop making X product because it's not giving enough profit. We're just gonna stick with Y. All right, send it to the guys, send a message, let them know. All right, guys, we're gonna stop making X product. Y, we're going with Y. We need to make more money. Y is what we're gonna build. Production guys are going, what? Kill X, Y? Where did these guys get their education from? You want us to make less so we can make more money? Man, this is why this whole company is screwed up. The accountants are looking at it. Why? If we make Y, there's more profit in it. It takes more time to make X. So if we get rid of X, that way we'll make more money. Maybe even spend that time in making Y. A barrier in communication. Maybe in education, or maybe in the level or in the profession that we work, the things that we're doing, we look at it differently. There's a break in there. Oh, the lovely assistant. There we go. Barriers in education. There's three. I'll give you a little story. I was giving a presentation many years ago to a small group, nothing intense like this. And I was sitting in front of everyone, and it was hot outside. The windows were open. And this big fat black fly flies in. It's in my ear. And I'm trying to present. The fly keeps flying around, starts buzzing over here. And people are flying away. And then I see the fly, and all of a sudden, I reach for it and I grab it, right? And I think I'm funny, right? And I pretend that I have the fly in my hand, and I throw it in my mouth. I never thought I caught that fly. But the buzzing in my mouth said, oh yeah, there's a big fat fly in your mouth. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do now? I'm thinking in my head. So I curl up my tongue, and I throw it out, I spit it out. And this girl sitting in the front desk, and the fly bounces off her chest. Ah! Oh my God! I spit on the fly and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? I'm like, this is embarrassing. I'm still giving the presentation, and I'm going, wow. Barriers. What is an environmental barrier in that presentation that I gave you? What was the environmental barrier there? If you think of the outside. What's up, Jacob? Go ahead. What do you think? No wrong answers?
Fly.
A fly could be a barrier. All right. If it was hot, sweaty, muggy, that's another barrier. What about for physiological? Now, if you guys don't know what it is, it tends to be something like if you have a hearing impediment, a hearing aid or something like that. So in that example, what would be a physiological barrier with the example that I gave you? Go ahead.
Your spit on the girl.
Yeah, but how about the fly in my mouth? I can't speak. I can't. The presentation is stopped. I can't speak. That's an impediment. That's a barrier right there. What about psychological? What would be a psychological barrier in that point? Psychological could be egos, the way you feel, fear, whatever. Brandon, what's the psychological?
Your embarrassment.
Embarrassment. I was embarrassed. So how do you think that affected the presentation?
You were more nervous and
More nervous.
less talkative during the
less
presentation.
talkative. So it affects the delivery of the message that I'm trying to convey. Because now I feel bad about myself. Now I'm adding my own personal bias and confidence and fear into that presentation. It's like, that's a barrier. All right, on to the next one. Traits to succeed. What is the number one trait that we need to succeed with? What do you guys think? Communication. That's good. What else do you think we need to succeed in business? If all the traits out there. Confidence. That's a good one. Confidence. Communication. Anything else? Yes, ma'am. Respect. What about you, young man? You slipped in unannounced,
Comfortability. Confidence in yourself.
Confidence in yourself, being on time. There you go. All right. They asked 1,000 executives to write this down, to name them, and to name the most important traits. And they came up with the number one was listening. Listening. They did another research. They did another study, and they asked employees, what is the best trait in a boss to have? If someone's your boss, what do you want from them? They also came up, the number one was listening over job competency, over knowledge, computer knowledge, over creativity. Can you imagine listening? They wanted that number one. That was the number one, to listen. All right, well, let's look at listening. There's different types of listening. The mind can retain 500 words a minute. A speaker can only speak to about 125. 500 to 125. Any math majors in here? People good at math? Come on, I won't pick on you guys. The difference. What's the difference between 500 and 125 words?
375.
What is it?
375.
Wrong. You guys have too much time to think about other things while I'm talking. That's the difference. You're thinking about the next class, the assignments, the headache, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, all these things. I gotta keep you engaged. As an audience, you gotta stay engaged so we can communicate effectively. I can give information and you can retain it and not wander off about whatever it is that you're thinking about right now. Okay. Next one. Now, of course, there's other barriers in communicating effectively. Of course, there's language and dress. Dr. Ross tells us, of course, someone brought this up, to dress professionally for the work. You know? Because we want to be perceived as professionals, as what we know what we're talking about. Think about psychological barriers that we talked about when people look at us if we're wearing jeans, a torn up shirt, and dirty gym shoes. How does that break the presentation or the message? Think about your own biases or our own biases as we look at other people. If I dress that way, I'm still the same guy. I'm still Caesar. I'm still be presenting the same information. But Dr. Oz wants to break that. So when we present ourselves in the professional, to the professional world, we don't have those biases that we have to deal. We want to communicate to other people effectively. We want to communicate our professionalism to other people and not give them that opportunity to say, man, I don't like the way that guy dresses. If he dresses like that, how is he going to be about work? That's a barrier. You know, voice, volume, those could also be barriers. I have this one group leader. She's, bless her soul, she's great. She's excited about work, and she always speaks like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited! I can't, everyone can help. Let's do some work. I'm here." And she always speaks at this tone. Every time I listen to her, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's kind of crazy. Break it down a notch." I'm thinking in my own head. When she presents an idea, the first thing that when I see her, I'm like, "Oh, here we go again. Here we go." And she's gonna start yelling and da da da. So whatever message she's trying to present to me or to anyone, it's already lost. I already attached my man. I'm over it. If we understand these barriers, then we can communicate effectively. Next slide. Please, por favor. That's French for please. Delivering the message. I'm going to jump to the next one just so I can see her go again. There we go. Thank you. When we deal with conflict, I want to do a little bit because these executives are trained to deal with conflict. Imagine if you're going to give a message that you're going to stop work, or you're going to lay off people, you're going to get fired. I'm going to fire you. I'm going to give you a written warning, or I'm going to do it in a group. No one wants to hear that crap. Everyone's got we got jobs, we got bills, we got things to do, we got families. We need to go partying, we need to go drinking, right? Pay for the car, pay for the guns and rifles, the whatever else you do shoot. Kelsey says that she shoots too or something.
Paintball.
Paintball, there we go. So when we want to diffuse a situation, we got to provide the person, we got to confront the person. So if Mr. Cody starts talking, man, that guy's full of crap, this is crap, I've been here 20 years, da da da. Cody, if you have any issues, I would like to take some time after this presentation and we can talk about it one-on-one.
All right. Take it
I
outside.
identified the issue. I gave him the time. Now he's not working as a mob, he's not working as a group, he's working as an individual. You're showing that you're in control and you're guiding the conversation or the presentation. You're delivering the message. You don't let everyone else take that message and run with it. So, in a nutshell, I'm not supposed to say that, right, Dr. Oz? If we understand communication and what those barriers are out there, we can look at it and we can try to communicate more effectively. If we don't know what those barriers are, we're just gonna keep doing, we're still gonna keep getting in trouble. We're still gonna be getting in bad relationships, in bad work positions, bad relationships with employees, parents. Communication is fundamental. Number one, remember, listen to understand before you want other people to understand you. That's about it. Thanks, guys.